Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we're going to be taking on Temple for the American Conference Championship, and then we're going to head into the postseason. It'll be a rematch against Temple, as in our last game we completely dominated them, so they're probably going to be out here extra hungry trying to prove themselves, but we just got to focus and bear down and get it done. The Piranha Tank is hosting yet another conference championship, and it's later in the day as we got some shadows going across the field right now, but those shadows are not going to affect their quarterback as he delivers a strike to move the sticks. Temple coming out here, and we're going to send a corner blitz, and it gets home. Actually, it's not a corner blitz, that's just a linebacker blitz as Jordan Robinson gets in there to sack him. Here's a run up the middle for Temple. Their man spins and gets that yardage back to make it more manageable. Third down for the Owls. They're going to drop back. We're bringing in some pressure, and they're going to get their man over the middle of the field, and I got to change the controllers on my battery soon. Did I say controllers on my battery? I meant to say it the other way, but I'm just a little confused. Anyway, we're going to do a read option, and we're going to smack him in the backfield for a loss. 3rd and 10 now from midfield for Temple. They're dropping back. We're getting some pressure on him, and Charles Hardy and Byron Leon are there, and that famous pass-rushing duo does it once again, and we're going to force Temple off the field. Temple gets us off the field on a 3rd down, and we are going to get him in the backfield starting with this drive thanks to Charles Hardy. After working from behind the sticks after 1st down, it's 3rd down and 9 for Temple, sending a blitz here. Doesn't get home, and they're able to deliver the pass for the 1st down. 3rd and 5 facing the Owls here, going with the empty look. And they're going to drop back, throw it over the middle quickly, and their man makes the spinning catch, and he's going to get the 1st down. Running back is going around the edge here, and he's got plenty of room, and he spins away from us, and he's got enough for the 1st down. 3rd down and 1 for Temple from the 25-yard line. They're going to go with a double halfback look next to their quarterback, and they are faking it to him, and they're going to pass it out, and it is knocked away nicely by Anthony Kaufman, making the big hit. Temple's going to go for it here with just 1 yard to get. We're sending a blitz, and they have the perfect play call against it as they hit their running back out of the backfield to get it to the 10-yard line. After that 4th down conversion, Temple's on a 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line. They're going to drop back and try a screen pass. They got it blocked, and Temple is going to get themselves into the end zone, and they are going to take the lead. And this is definitely not like it was in our last game against them where they didn't score a touchdown at all, but this time around they're moving the ball well, and they're taking a lead on us. Temple got us off the field on a 3-and-out again on the last drive, so they're out here on a 2nd down situation, and they're in empty formation. Their quarterback is going to roll out to the left and run right into our guy, but he delivers a strike to his man short for 6 yards. 3rd down and 4 for the Owls. They are going to drop back. And no pressure is coming, and they're going to find their in route for another 1st down to get it into our territory. 3rd down and 3 just before the 40-yard line. They're going to go with a throw, and it's going to be knocked away incomplete on a nice hit and coverage. I'm not seeing a lot of our offense so far in this game because we just can't move the ball at all as it was another 3-and-out, but we're going to get a nice defensive play here by Byron Leon. Up the middle, Temple is spinning us, and they are going to get that lost yardage back and make it 3rd and 6. 3rd down here for Temple. They're going to go with a motion across the left of the formation, and they are going to throw to their man who is open, and he's got just enough for the 1st down. From midfield, it's 3rd down and 13 for the Owls. We're just bringing 4 here, and they're going to fire over the middle, and just highly contested ball, no chance at that play. Let's see if our offense can do anything after a very bad 1st quarter. We're starting with a nice peak flat play, and that's more like it as Alex Payne is going to get the 1st down. Play action, and we are going to fire, and that should have been intercepted, but thankfully it's going to be a penalty on them as they're going to commit pass interference. After that penalty, we got a few yards, but it's 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. And we're going to drop back with Pito. He's going to fire out to Connor Hodge, who comes back to the ball on the curl route for the first down. And play action for Pito. And he's running into men, but he finds an open guy, and he's got enough for the first down. Alex Payne on the catch. Here comes Pito. He's throwing it to the outside, and he's going to get around their defense and make it a first down on that catch. Nice job, Nick Cummins. 3rd down and 4 now for the Piranhas inside their 10-yard line. Pito is looking to see what he's got. He has a man coming out of the backfield, and it's going to be caught for the first down. Nice job there by Kyrie Toon. Maybe not out of the backfield, but just good job by him. And here's going to be a pass to Alex Payne, and they were on it, but he's still going to fight his way into the end zone anyway. And the Peteytown Piranhas are going to tie up this conference championship game after a very slow start for the offense in the first quarter. They come out here on their drive in the second quarter and really put it all together nicely. So good job by the guys for bouncing back after the rough start. After our touchdown, the defense got a 3-and-out, but the offense is on 3rd down and 10 here. Pita's got some time, and he tried to find Connor Hodge in the first down area, but their man just undercut that route. Defenders have had a lot of success just being underneath our routes and just picking off Pita, and that's just going to be another example of it there, and Temple is going to take back over now. Read option for their quarterback. They block it nicely, and he slides before the first down. He was about to get a block, and he could have got it, but he slid down. They're going to go with a read option again, and their quarterback has plenty of room on the outside to get the 3rd down conversion. Bringing pressure here are the Piranhas, and it's going to get home as their quarterback couldn't find anybody, and we are going to bring him down for a big 10-yard loss. Quick screen, and they're going to get around it, and he has plenty of room to get the first down. Just perfect play call against our defense on that one, and Temple is going to take it over from the 9-yard line. New set of downs here for Temple after that big conversion, and their running back has a little bit of room to work with as he bounces his way for a nice gain. 2-minute warning now. Temple is set up on the 2-yard line. They're going to go with a run with their halfback, and he's going to get stopped by Anthony Kaufman. Thankfully, our defense stopped them on 3rd down, so they're out here going for the field goal. They're going to put it up, and it is no good. They missed it wide to the right, so that ugly hash mark strikes again, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to get away with that interception by Pita. Big break for the Piranhas, and now we're taking over from the 20, and we got a man over the middle. Nice strike, and he was wide open. Sharon White Jr. making the play. Pito is going to throw a deep ball, and it's a perfect strike as our man has got the ball, and he's getting it to close to their 10-yard line. Sharon White Jr. making the play. Just a perfect pass from Pita. Needed to be pinpoint accurate on that one, and he was. After the big 42-yard completion, we're on the 10-yard line, threatening to take the lead before the end of the half. Pita is running around there, and he's going to get tripped up and sacked. And that's not what you want to see, but just the pocket collapsed around him. No timeouts for the Piranhas, so we got to be careful here. It's going to be a slant to Connor Hodge to get some of that yardage back. We're hurrying to the line only to spike the ball to set up a field goal attempt here. Manuel Amador is going to come out for the 26-yard field goal attempt. He is going to put it up. Looks like he's got the angle, and he does. So kind of defined down the stretch there. They missed a field goal. We're able to make our field goal attempt, and that means we're going to go up 10-7 right before the end of the half. Up the middle, it's Evan Uzama, and he's got some room to work with finally. Been kind of tough sledding in the running game, but he gets a first down carry there. Pito is throwing a little in route, and it's going to be Marcus Harris doing what he needs to do to move the sticks. A couple of incompletions lead to a 3rd down and 10 at midfield for the Piranhas. Pita is going to drop back, and he is going to deliver a strike, and it's Marcus Harris making the tough contested catch, and he bounced off their man to get some more yards, and now the Piranhas are moving and grooving. Pito is looking for somebody. He's going to fire a nice corner route, and that's going to be enough for the first down and to get them inside their 10-yard line. And it's going to be Alex Payne isolated, and he gets around their defender, and he's going to score another touchdown, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take a 10-point lead over the Temple Owls. After that touchdown, the Piranha tank is really rocking now, trying to urge their defense to get Temple off the field on a 3rd and 3 situation. And they are going to go with the run, and we are going to have a crowd there to bring them down, and that's going to force a punt from Temple. Pito is looking, and he's looking at a defender right in his face as he brings him down, and that's going to be Temple's 4th sack of the game on Pito. After the sack, it's 3rd down and 11 for the Piranhas. Pito's going to drop back. They're not bringing any extra pressure. He's going to try a deep ball, float it out there, and it's knocked away. Thankfully, he didn't turn around and intercept that, but still going to force us off the field. It's going to be a 3rd down and 7 here for Temple after they stopped us on offense. They are going to drop back. We got some pressure coming in, and it's a fumble, but they recover it. Byron Leon getting in there with the strip sack, but it just bounced away from us and allowed them to recover it. But that is still going to force Temple off of the field. Pito is going to find our man over the middle, and that's going to be a nice contested catch by Manu Ochi for the first down. Here's an RPO slant, and Marcus Harris got the separation he needed. Almost broke away there, but they were able to bring him down at the 20. Pito is firing a corner route, and it's going to be in the end zone, and that's Connor Hodge making the play. He just ran a beautiful route there on Temple, and Pito is able to find him in the end zone, and we're going to go up 24-7. After the Connor Hodge score, it's 3rd down and 9 for Temple. We're going to bring the pressure, and it's a ball comes out again, and Charles Hardy and Byron Leon got him down there, and it's going to be another strip sack that we don't pick up, but it's going to force Temple off the field yet again on our 5th sack of the game. It's another drive that the Piranhas are starting on their side of the 50, and Pito's going to find Alex Payne on the trail route, and he gets 9. Pito is looking. He's got Connor Hodge over the middle of the field. Connor Hodge making a play, getting it inside their 10-yard line now. Connor Hodge really coming alive in this one nicely. Just inside the 9-yard line now. The Piranhas are set up to really blow this one open. It's going to be over the middle of the field, and it's going to be Evan Uzama fighting his way into the end zone. Pito delivered a ball as he was getting hit. Evan Uzama had to turn around for it, but he's able to snag it, and he's able to fight his way into the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas have really blown this game wide open. It's 31-7. And there goes their running back, finally getting some daylight. Read option fools us, and he's running past all of us, and they get the blocking lined up, and their quarterback is going to get it all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Play action. Temple's got a man over the middle, and he's met by Anthony Kaufman, but not before the first down. 3rd and 6 for Temple. Any small hope of coming back is really riding on what happens here. They're going to do a play action boot, and Charles Hardy was all over it as he brings him down for the sack. Needing to go for it now. Temple is setting up on 4th down and 14. They're going to drop back. We're just playing coverage. They're going to throw it to the corner, and we are going to knock it away. So nice job by the defense. Temple really drove down, but they were able to put the clamps on. Run up the middle is open for Evan Uzama. Here's a pop pass. Alex Payne is going to get in the middle of their defense to make the catch. After the big pop pass, it's 3rd down and 9 for the Piranhas. Pito's an empty, and he's going to drop back and throw a wild pass, and it's going to be incomplete. Speed option. They're going to pitch it back, and he's got nowhere to go as he's going to lose 3 on that play. Run by their running back. He's just out of the end zone to avoid the safety. Evan Uzama's got some room to work with now, and he's going to get the first down. Run for Manuochi. He's got a lot of open space to work with, and he's going to work it inside their red zone. Peteytown throwing. He's going to find a man. It's Alex Payne, and he's going to get us inside their 5-yard line. Evan Uzama is going to get in this time, and Evan Uzama puts us up 38-7, and that is going to officially give the Temple Owls the loss in this game, and just going to sim to the end here, but very great effort by the Peteytown Piranhas. 38-7 is your final score here in the American Conference Championship, and the Peteytown Piranhas didn't start this game very well, but boy did they finish it, as we scored 38 unanswered points on the Temple Owls, and we're going to be taking home this conference championship. And there's the boys celebrating with the American trophy, and just very proud of how they did this season and making it all the way here and really just taking care of business when they needed to. Nice feather in the cap for Charles Hardy, as he has set the American single-season sacks record. Here are the numbers for the American Conference Championship. As you can see, we really dominated this one in the middle of the game, just completely taking over. And as for the rest of it, we had 385 yards to their 267. And then we had 38 yards rushing and a touchdown, while they really outgained us there with 110 rushing yards. But we only kept them to 2.3 yards a rush, so they weren't very efficient getting those yards. Then through the air, they only got 157, while we had 347, and they were 7 of 18 on third down, while we also had some struggles on third down, going 3 for 9. And there was only one turnover in this game by Peteytown, but thankfully it didn't come back to bite us. Peteytown ended up with 347 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and he was also sacked 4 times, but those happened a little more early in the game, so really kind of ironed itself out as we kept going into the game. Evan Uzama was effective with 9 carries, 54 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Alex Payne was huge with 10 catches, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Sharon White Jr. had 5 for 75, and Marcus Harris really shined today with 5 for 63, and Connor Hodge had 4 for 55 and a touchdown, and we can't forget Evan Uzama getting his second touchdown of the game on a 9-yard catch. A lot of tackles to go around in this one, as Jordan Robinson had 15 tackles and 4 tackles for a loss, with Charles Hardy getting 12 and 6 tackles for a loss. Then Anthony Kaufman getting 10 and 3 tackles for a loss. We also managed 6 sacks on the game, with Charles Hardy and Byron Leon getting 2.5, and then Jordan Robinson getting a sack. And then Charles Hardy and Byron Leon were each credited with a forced fumble, but unfortunately we couldn't recover them. And then Manuel Amador, nothing spectacular, just coming in to hit a 26-yard field goal. And recruiting, we were able to get wide receiver Nick Rave to join the team, so very excited to add him. Also joining the Piranhas is right tackle Dylan Flemister. For his efforts in the conference championship game, Alex Payne was the player of the game on offense. And another recruit came in as we filled our fullback position with Jawan Cross. The Heisman Trophy went to wide receiver Ed Small out of USC. For the first time in Piranha's history, we've won the Sean Alexander Award, and it went to Alex Payne. Anthony Kaufman ended up with the Chuck Bednarik Award. Charles Hardy is your defensive end of the year. Charles Hardy also took home the Bronco Nagurski Trophy. Alex Payne continues our dominance of the John Mackey Award. George Emanuel gets us our first Jim Thorpe Award, so nice job by him. Anthony Kaufman also took home the Dick Butkus Award. And Charles Hardy rounds out his trophy chest with the Lombardi Award. And after such an exciting season, our first round matchup will be against mighty Georgia and their 7th seed. Petey Previtt also leveled up some more, so we're going to go down to the defensive line and Master Motivator, and we're going to get these Tier 3 abilities for them. They're going to be gaining XP much faster now, so let's see what we can do with that. For early National Signing Day, we're going to take a look at what our guys' development traits are. Carlos Sexton comes in with an elite development, so very nice to see that on our 5-star. And Theo Storm is also an elite dev guy, so very excited to have him in our backfield for the future. For star devs, Lee Pisagnan is our guy off the right edge, and wide receiver Dwayne Mentor is also star dev. And then everybody else is either impact or normal in this class so far, including quarterback Bob Cook, so he's the only guy that in our quarterback room currently who's got above normal, so I guess we'll take that, but still trying to see if we can improve our quarterback position in future seasons. We also lost out on cornerback Bernard Otis, and he came in as an impact guy, but UCLA has him. So now it's time to travel to Athens to take on the mighty Georgia Bulldogs and their 95 overall. We got knocked down to a 91 for reasons, I guess, but they come in with a 10-2 record and we're 12-1, so should be a hopefully tightly contested matchup where we're not getting blown out, but we'll have to see how it plays out on the field and hope the Peteytown Piranhas can show their best in this game. And here we go, the Georgia Bulldogs going crazy. Here comes Georgia coming out of their tunnel. Their fans are going absolutely wild as they're going to welcome the Peteytown Piranhas in. And just very intimidating scene here, very historic stadium that we're going into. But there are your Peteytown Piranhas coming out onto the field, and I'm just hoping they can keep their composure and put a solid effort out there today. And some team comparisons, they're a little better than us, I think, especially on those yards, but we match up pretty well everywhere else, I think. So here come the Piranhas on their first drive of this playoff game. Sharon White Jr. going in motion. Peteytown finding Connor Hodge for 5. Peteytown's got no one in the backfield with him as we're in empty. He's going to look and find Connor Hodge again, and he just cuts right under their zones for the first down. Georgia is lined up in the backfield, so this is going to be offsides with whatever happens. So we are going to not hit our man, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get the first down anyway. So thank you to the glitchy gods for that one, as we're going to take over with first down on the 40-yard line now. We're going with play action with Peto, and he's got the time he needs, but they're going to commit pass interference blatantly as the pass was getting delivered there. Their man just dived at our running back, so 2 penalties in a row for Georgia are going to set us up pretty nicely. Peteytown's dropping back again, and he's going to run into the pressure this time as their guy is going to bear down on him for the sack. So just back right about where we were before that last penalty was committed. Peteytown's facing some pressure, but he's going to find Alex Payne over the middle on a nice route for 15 yards. 3rd and 2 here for the Piranhas on their side of the field. Peteytown is going to drop back, and their pressure is coming in, and he just couldn't find anybody in time, and Georgia is going to get off the field. Georgia's going to start with some play action. They're going to go for a deep ball. Their man has toasted us, and he got the separation he needs for a 39-yard catch. That big catch sets them up now at the 35-yard line. They're going to hand off to their running back, and he's trucking his way and muscling his way for 7 yards. They're going to hit their tight end quickly, and he's going to turn up field for the first down. Just outside of our red zone with a fresh set of downs. They're going to send their man in motion and fake it to twice. They're going to throw it over the middle, and their man is open on a little drag route to get him inside the 10. From the 6-yard line, the Bulldogs are threatening to put their points up first in this game. Send a man in motion to the right, and they're going to hit him on the bubble screen, but we read it, but he's going to break the tackle anyway, and he's going to get the ball over the pylon to score the first touchdown of the game. So that's unfortunate because we read that perfectly, but their guy just broke tackles and just had a great individual effort to get into the end zone. After the Georgia touchdown, it's 3rd down and 8 for the Piranhas. Peteytown's dropping back, and they are going to sack him again, and our offensive line just has no answer for this pass rush right now. It's like we're not even there, and they're going to force us off the field. Here's play action on first down for Georgia. They're going to rifle a pass in front of our defender and get it into our territory very quickly. From the 36 now, the Georgia Bulldogs are threatening. They're going to go with a screen. They're blocking it well, and their man cuts off that block well, and there's a fumble, but it just rolls out of bounds. Just inside our red zone, it's 3rd down and 4 for Georgia. They're dropping back. We're only bringing 4. They knock down our guy, and their man is going to throw and scramble for the first down, but there is a flag, and he stepped over the line. So instead of just throwing that pass, instead of just really scrambling for the first down there, he decided to go past the line and throw it. So we're going to get a little lucky on that one. So after that fortunate penalty, they're out here for a 40-yard field goal, and they are going to put it through the uprights, so it's going to be a 10-0 lead going really just at the beginning of the second quarter here for Georgia. Real question here for the offense is if we can protect Peteytown for the rest of this game, because we have not been doing that so far. Jerome White Jr. going in motion, and we're going to hit Marcus Harris quickly on an in route for 7. It's going to be a run for Evan Uzama, and he's going to fight through a man to get the first down. 3rd down and 5 for the Piranhas. Peteytown is going to drop back. They're bringing 4. And he's going to fire over the middle, and it's Sharon White Jr. who gets himself open and gets into their territory. Here's a little quick pass to James Bickley, and he gets 8 yards. Peteytown is throwing, and he's got Connor Hodge on the in route, and he's got the first down. Peteytown firing to Connor Hodge on the slant, and 2 guys need to bring him down, but he gets 9 yards. Empty backfield for Peteytown. Got to be careful of quick pressure here from the Georgia Bulldogs. They're bringing that pressure, and it is going to get in. Just well-timed blitz for them. That's 5 sacks already in the early going. Just can't keep him upright, but here we go. 3rd down. Peteytown is looking, he's going to fire, and he's got a man outside, and he steps out of bounds before he gets to the first down marker. He had the space he needed, but just stepped out of bounds. Manuel Amador is sending the kick, and he's going to put it through, so it's going to be a one possession lead for Georgia now, but good signs from the offense being able to push the ball, but those sacks really cost us, and stepping out of bounds there is just very head-scratching. Let's see what kind of response the defense has after our offense put up some points. They're going to throw it over the middle, and it's intercepted by Anthony Kaufman. He's got some room to run, and he's going to get into the end zone. Anthony Kaufman with a brilliant play, and the Peteytown Piranhas are right back in it, tying up this game against Georgia. Anthony Kaufman always seems to come up with interceptions in these playoff games, and this one is no different as he read their quarterback like a book and makes an absolutely huge play here. Here's Georgia again. They're going to throw a deep ball, and their man is going to make a huge catch there. Just jumped up and snagged that one out of the air. After that huge catch, Georgia's on a 3rd down and 10. After a couple of incompletions, their man is going in motion and returning on that motion. And it is going to be tipped. Georgia Manuel was going back in coverage, but their quarterback couldn't fit it in through that window, and we're going to get the stop. 3rd down and 7 for the Peteytown Piranhas. They are not bringing an extra blitz. Peteytown's firing the ball deep, and it is going to be caught. What an insane catch from Connor Hodge. Oh my goodness. Some really impressive catches in this game on both sides, but that one was absolutely ridiculous by Connor Hodge. Empty formation for Peteytown. He's going to step up and look, it's that man again, Connor Hodge, making a play. Here comes Peteytown. He's going to step up, just run it. There you go. Man, he's going to almost, is he going to get the yardage? No, just short of the first down, but like that he just took it there instead of just dancing around and trying to make something weird happen. And we're going to get Evan Uzama, and he's absolutely flattened by Georgia there. What a hit. 3rd down and 2 now for the Piranhas. They're bringing some blitzing, and it's going to be Connor Hodge making a catch again in front of their defender. 1st down and goal now for the Piranhas. A real big opportunity here, and it's going to be handed off for a loss. From the 7, it's 2nd and goal now for the Piranhas. Empty backfield. It's going to be a quarterback run. Peteytown's got the lane, and he is going to get into the end zone. So the Peteytown Piranhas just fighting their way back. After going down 10-0, it's going to be 17-10. If you heard something loud in the background, my roommate was doing something, but he's okay, so don't have to worry about that. Anyway, back to the game. They're firing a deep ball, and their man is making a big catch to get them near midfield. New set of downs. Georgia. It's going to be another interception for Anthony Kaufman. He's got some room to run again, and can you believe it? Is it going to be another one? Anthony Kaufman. Unbelievable. His second pick six of the game. Oh my goodness. What a unbelievably massive effort from him today. I just am so unbelievably... I can't even speak. This is unbelievable. He's just so good in that zone coverage in the middle of the field for us at Mike linebacker, just making another huge play, and the Piranhas are going to go up 2 scores on Georgia. Here's a blitz again from the Piranhas. We're not going to get home, and it's going to be an absolutely ridiculous catch by their guy. Oh my goodness. The catches in this game have just been insane. Over the middle, and it's almost intercepted again. Drew McEthan was almost there for the interception, but their man makes the catch. Blitz here for the Piranhas, and it's going to get behind really in front of our defense, and it's going to be a first down. Really let the clock run down here, but it's 3rd down and 2. We brought a blitz, but they got it out on the screen. Just bring them down in bounds, force them to use that timeout. Forcing them to use that timeout is huge now, as it's 14 seconds. They got no timeouts remaining. They're doing a play action, throwing it, and it's going to be intercepted again! Oh my goodness, Anthony Kaufman! He's got the ball again! Oh my goodness! Anthony Kaufman is just playing out of his mind right now, and this time it's in the end zone to prevent them from scoring. So I just am so proud of him. Just a 3-star guy coming out of high school has just built himself up into something absolutely incredible for us. Anthony Kaufman, have yourself a day, my friend. Unbelievable. 3rd down and 5 for Georgia on their first possession of the half. They're going to drop back. We're just bringing 4, and it's over the middle on a hitch route, and nobody's there, and he's got the first down. Another 3rd down situation for Georgia on the 41-yard line. They're going to drop back, only bringing 4, and we're going to hit him, but he delivers a strike, but we knock it out anyway. Peter Eris on the back end of that, making sure he separates the man from the ball, and we're going to force them to punt. Play action, and it's just going to take too much time as they brought a lot of guys and just overwhelmed our offensive line, and it's going to be a 3rd down situation. 3rd down and 10 for the Piranhas from about the 36-yard line. Peta is going to drop back. They're bringing pressure again, and we're not handling it well as those blitzes are just getting to us. That's their 7th sack of the game. 3rd down again for Georgia. They're going to send their back in motion. They're going to fire it quickly. It's a little screen, but it just goes backwards, and we're able to bring them down. Just a crowd of Piranhas bringing them down. A couple of passes get us 6 yards, and we're on 3rd down and 4 near midfield. Peta's going to drop back, fire it quickly, and it's going to be Marcus Harris making the catch in front of their defender. Nice grab by him. Orbit motion to the right now for Sharon. Peto's dropping back, firing it. Marcus Harris making the catch in between 2 defenders for 7. Empty backfield on 2nd down for the Piranhas. Dangerous proposition. But he's going to fire it quickly, and we're going to get our man, and he's going to get the first down. Nick Cummins on the catch. Peto firing. Manu Ochi's got some space in the middle, and he's going to get enough for the first down. And another short completion for Sharon White Jr., just dinking and dunking on this drive, but it's been effective. Peto firing the slant. Marcus Harris, he's going to get into the end zone. And that was a huge drive for the Piranhas. Marcus Harris making some key catches on that one, and he's the one who finishes it off for the touchdown. And can you believe it? We're going to go up 31-10 on Georgia at Sanford Stadium. 3rd down and 6 here for the Georgia Bulldogs. They're going to go with a little motion to their running back. We've seen that before from them. And they are going to toss it quickly over the middle, and we're there to hit him, but he holds on to it. 3rd down and 2 for Georgia from the 40-yard line. They are going to go with the read option, and their quarterback's got just enough to get the first down. Over the middle, their man is going to get by Jordan Robinson and get them into the red zone. Firing it quickly, it's that play that goes backwards for them, and we're all over it again. In my opinion, just keep running that play, please. 3rd down and 17 for Georgia. They're going to try a screen, and Jake Arkin gets out there and brings him down. 4th and 21, desperation time for Georgia. They're going to drop back. They're going to fire it deep, and their man is open in the end zone. I don't know how we let that through, but Georgia is going to get it within 2 possessions now with just over 6.5 minutes left. I just can't really explain that one, how he got so open there. Maybe we'll see it on the replay. It looks like it's just him streaking down the field past George Emanuel. Drew McEathan was busy on the other side and just couldn't get there in time. And it's going to be the pop pass, and Alex Payne makes an appearance, and he gets himself free for a big gain. 2nd down and 5. Georgia's kind of loading the box here with an empty look, and they're going to bring their linebackers. Peteytown steps up, and great catch by Connor Hodge. So nice step up into the pressure by Peteytown, and just a twirling acrobatic catch from Connor Hodge. High formation against a 7-man box here for the Piranhas. And we're going to go with the handoff. Evan Uzama gets by the first wave, and he's got enough to make it a fresh set of downs. 3rd and goal. We're going to go with Peteytown. He's going to find our man, and he's wide open. Sharon White Jr. really putting the exclamation point on this one. It's going to be a 3-score lead again for the Piranhas as we're up 38-17 against the Georgia Bulldogs, with an absolutely incredible drive there for the Piranhas. After that touchdown by Georgia, they had momentum, but our offense really shut the door on them now. And here comes some pressure, and we finally get him down as Jordan Crawford gets our first sack of the game. And look who it is. Anthony Kaufman making the interception on their final drive of the game, and it couldn't be anybody else. His 4th interception of the game, and that will do it here for the first-round playoff game. So how about this? The Peteytown Piranhas come into Sanford Stadium and get a statement 38-17 win over the Georgia Bulldogs. It is impossible for me to be prouder of this team right now. Anthony Kaufman, definitely player of the game. He was the main difference. Just an incredibly legendary game from him in this one. And the Peteytown Piranhas are going to be moving on. I think this would probably go without saying, but Anthony Kaufman has set the Peteytown single-game interceptions record. And for good measure, he set the American single-game interceptions record. Now it's time to look at the numbers from this absolutely stunning upset against Georgia by the Peteytown Piranhas. They actually outgained us by quite a bit with 384 yards to our 286. And we had negative rushing yards with negative 14, but we did have that touchdown run by Peteytown, and we held them to 18 yards rushing, so that's actually really impressive against this team who likes to run the ball. They did throw for a considerable amount of yards with 366, but we weren't too far behind with 300 passing yards, and we converted on 5 of 9 third downs while they were 8 for 13. Obviously, the story in this game is the 4 turnovers from Georgia, all of them interceptions by Anthony Kaufman, and returning 2 of those for pick sixes. It still boggles my mind that happened. That was incredible. Biggest thing for Peteytown, he did not turn the ball over while their guy did, and he ended up with 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. And against a team like that, 7 sacks is kind of almost expected, just really dominant up front for them there, and that really is what kept our offense kind of in and out of things, but the offense really did what they needed to do today. Really nothing going on running-wise. It was 8 carries for 16 yards by Evan Uzama, and I also mentioned that rushing touchdown for Peteytown. We had some guys really step up with some great catches today, especially Connor Hodge, who brought in 11 catches for 149 yards. Then you had Marcus Harris getting 7 for 50 and a touchdown. And then you go down here, Sharon White Jr. had 5 for 30 and a touchdown. Jordan Robinson was our tackling guy with 12 tackles and 1 for a loss. We only had the one sack on the game, but it was Jordan Crawford and Byron Leon getting credit for half a sack each. And then your no doubt about it player of the game, Anthony Kaufman, 4 interceptions, 109 returning yards. He had 2 deflections, and of course, he had the 2 defensive touchdowns, those pick sixes that really helped us separate, and we just had to hold on for dear life from that point on after getting those. So I cannot say enough about him. And in a hostile environment, freshman Manuel Amador hit his only field goal for 40 yards. Kind of forgot to take a look at the bracket for this year's college football playoff, but here it is. You have the top seeds as USC, Texas, Nebraska, and Clemson. And after our win against Georgia, we're going to be taking on number 2 Texas. Should really do this more often, but looking at Texas's roster, they're a 92 overall. Their top guy is their center, Tavares Cool, and then their big weapon on offense is running back Jimmy Kahns with 93 speed and 97 acceleration, so he's going to be a handful to deal with. And then we're going to move over, look at their quarterback, and look who it is, Nate Raymond. He was a guy that we were looking at in recruiting not too long ago, so he ended up on Texas, so be interesting to face him after we were looking at him. Now it's time to take on Texas in the quarterfinal. We got to this stage last season, so hoping that we can move past this stage and get to the semifinal, but Texas is not going to make it easy on us. Not much to start the game. We're out here on 3rd down and 6 for our first possession in this quarterfinal. We're going to send our man in motion. Pito is looking, finding Manu Ochi, and he holds on to it nicely for the first down. Manu Ochi has a couple carries for 4 yards, and it's another 3rd down and 6 for the Piranhas. Pito's dropping back. He's throwing it to the outside, and Connor Hodge is there to make the catch. 2nd and 11 here for the Piranhas. Pito is going to drop back, and he's going to fire over the middle. It's Sharon White Jr. making the secure catch to move the sticks. Empty formation on 2nd and 4. Pito dropping back. They're bringing the pressure, but we drop it over their pressure to Alex Payne, and he gets the first down. Evan Uzama getting the carry again, and he's going to get us 6 yards on that one. Motion for Marcus Harris across the formation. And we are going to go with a pass here. And the pressure is closing in, and they absolutely pick up Pito and slam him down on that one. 3rd and 11 for the Piranhas after that sack. That pushes us out of their red zone. And we are going to go with a little motion for Manu Ochi. Pito drops back. He's going to fire to Manu, and it's going to be intercepted at the goal line. There's a flag on the play, and it's going to be on Texas. They're going to commit interference there, thankfully, so the Pito is going to get away with the mistake there. Just pretty ill-advised, but here come the Piranhas now. They're loading up on the line there, but everything else is spaced out, and that's going to give Evan Uzama the space to get through, and he's going to score the first touchdown of the game. So the Piranhas drive down nicely, get a little lucky on that pass interference by Texas, but the Piranhas are going to capitalize on it to go up 7-0. Nate Raymond comes out here with the Texas offense looking to respond. And they are going to go with an RPO slant, and their man is free for a big chunk play on their first play. Here's a little stretch to the outside for Jimmy Kahns, and he's tripped up in the backfield, and we take him down. Play action, Nate Raymond dropping back, and he's going to fire over the middle, and he's got a man, and he's got the first down. Jimmy Kahns gets the blocking, and he's splitting us up the middle with a huge gap, and he's got a big gain. We're going to fake the pass, and Jimmy Kahns has some space, and another first down for the Longhorns. A couple of runs don't net much, and now Texas is on a 3rd down. And they're going to drop back. Nate Raymond looking, firing over the middle, and it's going to be caught despite good coverage from George Emanuel. Some motion for Texas. It's going to be a power read, and Nate Raymond has the lane he needs, and he's going to get it into the end zone. So after our touchdown drive, Texas responds in kind to tie it up. 3rd and 9 here for the Piranhas. Peta running around. He gets a little hit from behind, throws a deep ball, and it's going to be another flag, and it looks like it's going to be another pass interference call on Texas. So Peta just trying to fire it downfield, seeing what he's got, and it ends up being another penalty for Texas. 3rd and 3 for the Piranhas. It's going to be Peta. He's going to do an RPO, and Alex Payne's got just enough, just isolated him over there, and he took advantage for the first down. Play action. Peta's got pressure in his face, and they just stick him down there, and it's going to be a big loss. Texas was not fooled on that play, so let's see what we got here. Manu Ochi's got no room to run, and he's going down for even more yards. It's not a great showing on this drive for the Piranhas. It's 3rd down and 20. Peta's going to try another deep ball. We got a little step on him, but it's just too far away from the receiver, and we're going to have to punt. Here's a read option for Nate Raymond. He read that beautifully, and he's going to get a chunk play for the first down. 3rd and 5 for Texas here. Nate Raymond is going to take the snap and just hand it off to Jimmy, and we had guys, but we're going to get him just before he gets past the first down marker, and luckily they're going to punt it away. Really should be a situation where they go for it, but they're not going to do that, and they're going to punt it back to us. 3rd and 5 for the Piranhas, deep back in their territory. Peta's going to drop back. He's going to fire over the middle, and it's going to be enough for the first down. Nice catch by Sharon White Jr. From the pistol, it's going to be Evan Uzama. He's got a lane up the middle, and he's breaking free now. We're seeing the 97 speed go to work, but their safety is going to just slow him down. But that's a huge run for Evan Uzama, completely flipping the field on one play. So Evan Uzama puts us just inside the 17-yard line on the other side of the field now. Peta is going to go down, though, as their guy gets in for the sack. That's their 3rd sack of the game. Empty formation, 3rd down and 17. See if we can get some protection for Peta on this play. He's dropping back. He's going to fire to the side to nobody. So after that big run, we're going to have to go with the field goal with Manuel Amador. He's going to put up the kick, and he puts it right through the middle, so we are going to take the lead on Texas, and it's going to be 10-7. So both offenses can't really do anything at the end of the first half, so it's still a 10-7 ball game as Texas has it to open up the second half, and they're starting with a pass to the side for 7 yards. Nate Raymond on a little delayed run for Jimmy Cons, and he's got all the room he could want on the outside. A juke move is going to get him some more, and he gets him near the 30. Jimmy again, and he's going to reach for the first down, so he's proving to really get into a rhythm now. 3rd down and 3 for Texas here. Nate Raymond is going to take it. He's going to throw out to his running back, but it's not a good pass, and he has to turn around for it, and we get him down behind the line. This will be about a 30-yard field goal attempt for Texas. They're going to put it up, and it is through. So Texas is going to open the second half by tying the game up at 10. Here come the Piranhas, and it's going to be play action, and it's going to be a nice toss to Connor Hodge. Just stepped up confidently there on that throw. Here's another one, and it's going to be Manu Ochi on that catch for 9 yards. Manu Ochi, and the guy was right there, but he just dives at his feet, and Manu Ochi says, "I'll just go this way, thank you very much." 3rd and 13 here for the Peteytown Piranhas. And we're going to drop back with Peta, and the pressure is instant as Tavares Boykins just got absolutely destroyed on that one, and Texas is going to force us off the field. And Nate Raymond's going to take it. Charles Hardy just didn't realize it, and he runs right around him for the first down. On this set of downs, we actually contain Jimmy Cons okay, and it's 3rd down and 8 for Nate Raymond and the Longhorns. Raymond is going to drop back. And he's going to fire to his man, and it's going to depend on, can we stop him up? We can, just before he gets the first down. And again, on a 4th and inches play, Texas is going to punt it away. So can't imagine Longhorn fans are very happy about those decisions. Empty formation for the Piranhas around the 19-yard line. Pito is looking, firing over the middle, and it's going to be a nice toss, and Manu Ochi's got some room to work with, and he's going to get us near midfield. Here's a toss out to Evan Uzama. We block it up nicely on the edge there, and that's going to get us a first down. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. And we are going to go with a handoff, and it's going to go nowhere. We did Wildcat for some reason there, and we're going to have to try a field goal. Manuel Amador is going to send it, and it is through the uprights, so the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take the 13-10 lead in what has become a very defensive battle here between the two teams. After the field goal, the defense did a good job to hold them to a 3-and-out, so the Piranhas are back on offense, and Evan Uzama out of the I formation just made a nice cut to get himself a first down. Dropping back, Pito has got the pressure, and they're going to get it, and they're going to force a fumble, and the ball's still out, and somehow, some way, the Piranhas picked that one up. That was absolutely dangerous right there, as they got pressure in on Pito again, and he let go of the ball, and a bunch of guys had their hands on it, but somehow the Peteytown Piranhas maintained possession. And this guy, Jared Darling, has 3 sacks on the game. So we did get very lucky, but it's still a difficult situation as it's 3rd down and long for the Piranhas. And Pito's got some time. He delivers. Connor Hodge is going to catch it, but he's going to be well short of the first down. 3rd down and 6 now. Texas Longhorns need to get something on this drive. They're going to drop back with Nate. He's going to scramble, throw a deep ball, and it's knocked away. Oh my God, he almost caught it off the tip there, but thankfully it just slipped through his fingers, and the defense is going to get off the field again. Empty formation on 3rd down and 4. Hopefully the offensive line can stand up this time. Pito, and that's just not going to be the case, as they're going to get in for another sack. This guy with 3 sacks as well on the game. They're just absolutely dominating our offensive line in this game. Here's a run for Jimmy Cons, and he's going to get the first down. They've really gone away from him lately, and I think it's a smart idea that they're giving him the ball again. It's going to be Jimmy Cons again, and our guys get absolutely blasted by their offensive line, and it's going to be another first down for their running back. Here's a toss out now to Jimmy Cons, and this time we're there, and George Emanuel delivers a really big hit. Here's the RPO, and he gets it on the slant, so nice awareness there from Raymond. 3rd down and 3 here for Texas. They're coming out in a goal line formation, and they're going to hand it right up the middle, and he breaks through some of our tackle attempts, and he's going to get the first down. Nate Raymond is going to throw on this one. He throws it to the side. Their man makes the catch, and it's going to be 7 yards. 3rd down and 3. It's a heavy I formation. It's going to be Jimmy Cons on the carry. He fights his way through, and he's going to get the first down again. Texas well in field goal range now, but now they're looking to put it in the end zone here. And we're going to put some pressure on him, and finally we get him down for our first sack of the game, and that's going to help us out a lot on this drive now. Nate Raymond goes back again. We're going to bring in pressure again. It's back-to-back sacks on the play. Oh my goodness, Byron Leon taking over here. It's 3rd down and 24 now for Texas. Looks like we're pressing them strangely, but whatever. And look at that. 3 straight sacks on 3 straight plays. Byron Leon just absolutely a monster right now. It's 4th and 30. 4th and 30 for the Texas Longhorns. He delivers, and it's going to be intercepted. Peter Eris makes the interception after we brought in some pressure on him. Just not the right guy to throw to there. We had so many guys there, and Peter Eris makes the interception off of Nate Raymond. The Peteytown Piranhas step up in a huge way, and with only 1 timeout left for Texas and 43 seconds, we should be able to milk this one away. And here is the best formation in football. It's the QB kneel. Pito is going to put a knee on it, and that is going to do it. this tough, gritty defensive battle wins. It's going to be a 13-10 win for the Peteytown Piranhas. The defense stepping up when they needed to with that last drive, and I mean their defense was tough too. They were just all over Peta all game long, but we made enough plays to pull this one out. The Peteytown Piranhas get this victory against Texas, and what a victory it was. And they only got 289 yards, and we were only able to get 254 yards. And the running games were really working theirs more than ours, honestly. They had 187 rushing yards and a touchdown, while we had 101 yards and a touchdown. Not a lot going on through the air for both teams, as we had 153 yards to their 102. And we were 5 of 11 on third down, while they were 4 of 11. Thankfully, we did not turn the ball over again in this game, and they had that interception at the end there, and it was just an incredible defensive stand because Texas is in field goal range. They're ready to tie that game up. All they needed to do was push it forward a little bit, but then they went with passing plays and just that sequence of sacks, just pushing them out of there was just absolutely incredible. Not a lot to say for Peta, but we will say that he took care of the ball yet again, as he had 153 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions, and he was just kind of a warrior back there, just getting up after suffering 6 sacks. Evan Uzama had himself a big day, the biggest day he's had in a while, as he had 14 carries, 139 yards, and 1 touchdown. Receiving, we were led by Connor Hodge, getting 7 for 63, and Manu Ochi coming in for 5 and 55 yards. George Emmanuel led us with 16 tackles on the day, including some big hits out there, and a 1 tackle for a loss. And then Jordan Robinson had 13 tackles and 1 TFL. And how about Byron Leon? Just an absolute monster on that last drive. 3 straight sacks is just absolutely marvelous stuff, so great job by him. And of course, the senior Peter Eris sealing the deal with that interception on the last drive. And Manuel Amador providing 2 field goals with a long of 49. Taking a look at the college football playoff bracket, looks like Auburn was able to take down Nebraska in a close game, so they will be our matchup, as a couple of lower seeds are meeting together in the semifinal. While on the other side of the bracket, number 1 USC went down to Tennessee, so they'll be facing off against Clemson in the semifinal on the other side. It's time to travel to the Rose Bowl to play the semifinal game against the Auburn Tigers, and they're 93 overall, and we're actually the higher seed in this one, so that's nice, but it's definitely going to be a very difficult matchup, and the Piranhas are in the semifinal for the first time in their history after getting their first quarterfinal win in the last game, so a lot of good things happening here, but we want to take home this win. And comparing the teams, they're a little bit better than us in a few categories. We do pass the ball a lot more than they do, but we'll see how we fare. Play action here, and they're going to get the tightly contested catch for the first down. Play action again for Auburn. He's got a clean pocket, and he delivers a strike to their receiver, and they're going to get it into our territory. Here's a swing pass out to their man, and he's getting hit, but he breaks the tackle, and he's going to get the first down anyway. So, unfortunate break there for the Piranhas. There's a pass over the middle, and their man catches it in front of 2 defenders. Here's a run, and this time it's going to be bottled up by a bunch of Piranhas. 3rd down and 3 here for Auburn, looking to put this one in the end zone. They're dropping back to throw, and they're going to get it out, and it's going to depend on the spot. They're going to give it to them to get them a fresh set of downs. Their running back is going to find the lane, and Auburn is going to open up this game with a statement drive as they put up a touchdown to take the early lead. Here comes Peta and the offense. We're going to start with a play action on 1st down. He's going to throw it deep, and Connor Hodge is able to run to that ball and make the catch for a big chunk play. Blitz coming from Auburn. Peta is panicking, and he is just going backwards on that sack. After the 1st down sack, we're out here on 3rd down and 21. Peta is going to take the snap. He's dropping back. He's stepping up. And the pressure is going to get there eventually. Just a coverage sack on that one. And our offensive line couldn't keep them off of our quarterback. And we're going to have to punt this one away. Defense got a stop on Auburn, so our offense is back out here. Pito is going to toss it quickly, and that is a streaking Marcus Harris off the slant to make the first down. Pito looking, he's got a lane if he wants to take it, and he will take it and slide down safely. 3rd and 2 for the Peteytown Piranhas. We're going to go with a short pass, and it's the right call as they were bringing in heavy pressure, and we're going to get the first down. Looking at a 3rd down and 6 here for the Piranhas on the 40-yard line. Pito is going to look, see what he's got. Fire, and it's in heavy traffic, but Connor Hodge brings it in reliably. Just inside the 30 now for the Piranhas. It's going to be a handoff that Evan Uzama's got no chance on. Opening the second quarter on a 2nd and 13. Pito is going to fire over the middle of the field, and that's Alex Payne making the play. Just dropped it in the bucket in between their defenders. From the 9, it's 2nd down and goal for the Piranhas. We're going to go with a little motion for Marcus Harris to the other side of the formation. And we are going to go with a pass here, and the pressure comes right up the middle as we couldn't contain everybody there. And they're gonna put us on a 3rd and long. 3rd and goal from the 16 here. Got to be smart with what we do if we're Peta here. He's dropping back, and he is going to fire, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to push us a little closer, but it's going to put us on a 4th down. Petey Previtt is feeling bold here as we're going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Pito is looking, firing, and he missed him. He was open in the back of the end zone, but it's going to be a miss from our quarterback, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Very unfortunate on that 4th and goal play, and Auburn is here taking over on 2nd down, but we're going to bring him down, and that's going to be a safety for the Peteytown Piranhas. Jake Arkin gets in there. We just had a tremendous push up front there, and we are going to get on the board anyway after that disappointing end to the last drive. Just Jake Arkin, Eric Gooden teaming up to bring him down. Offense was able to move the ball, but just couldn't finish off the drive. But that safety gives us some new life now as the offense is back on the field. And we're going to get a nice pass completion over the middle of the field, getting us closer to midfield thanks to Sharon White Jr. On their side of the 50 now, the Piranhas are going to go with another pass, and it's going to be the trail play for Alex Payne. And he's breaking free. Alex Payne's got no one in front of him, and he is going to score on a long touchdown there. Just a defensive breakdown by Auburn. We love that trail play with the tight end, and he is very reliable with it, but that time just nobody in front of him, and Alex Payne used his athleticism to separate away from them, and that's going to put the Piranhas on top. One thing you gotta love about the Piranhas is that in each playoff game so far, they've gone down early but have fought back each time, and it's no different here as we're gonna get an interception. Auburn on their first play on the next drive throws it right to Eric Gooden, who's in there for the banged up Anthony Kaufman, and just like his starting guy, he gets an interception there. What a great play by Eric Gooden, and we're threatening again. After that interception, we're on a 2nd down and 10 here, just outside of their red zone. It's going to be a play action. Pito is facing the pressure, and they're going to bring him down. And that's going to be their 4th sack in the early going. 3rd down and 16 for the Piranhas. Not asking them to do too much here. Just maybe push the ball forward a little bit, and that's not going to happen as we're going to get sacked for a big loss, and it's going to put us on 4th and 23, and Manuel Amador is going to come out here. About a 54-yard kick here for Manuel Amador. He puts it up, and it is through. So he's been very good here in the playoffs, and he remains so in this game, and it's going to be a 12-7 lead for the Peteytown Piranhas. 3rd down and 4 for Auburn. They're looking, and he's scrambling around. He's throwing it over the middle, and their guy is going to make the catch despite 2 defenders being draped all over him. 3rd down and 3 for Auburn from the 45-yard line. They are going to have a man open on the sideline, and he's going to make the catch and get the first down. Now on our side of the 50, they're on a 3rd down and 5. Auburn is going to go with a pass, 4-man rush, but we bring in an extra blitzer, but they managed to get it out as their man was waiting as the security blanket for the first down. Here's a blitz now. It does not get anywhere, and they're going to find their man on the out route, and he gets the first down. Here's a play action. Got some pressure in his face, and we got the interception. The pressure forces the throw from the quarterback, and we are free to get into the end zone. It's going to be another pick six for this Piranhas defense in the playoffs. That time it is Terrell Knight making that interception, and he just brought that one back to the house. So that's just a credit to the defensive line there for getting that pressure in, forcing him into a bad decision, and he just had to force it, and Terrell Knight was in coverage there and read it like a book. Auburn is here, and they are getting it to our side of the 50 now after that toss. And they are going to get hit as they throw, but he tosses it out to an open running back in the flat. Here's a little 4-man rush, and it's going to get home as Byron Leon is going to bring him down for the sack. Nice job by him, knocking him way back. The sack isn't going to push him back far enough where they're not going to try a field goal attempt, and they're putting it up, and it is no good. So Byron Leon's sack pushes them back to make it about a 55-yard kick, and their kicker cannot put it through. So what a great defense at the end of the half here, forcing that pick six and then a sack that pushes them out of field goal range. So after those absolutely clutch possessions down the stretch for our defense in the first half, our offense is out here to start the second half. Peteytown's got some time back there, and he's going to dump it off to Manu Ochi, and he's going to accelerate for the first down. Peteytown's dropping back, and he's got our man Marcus Harris over the middle, and he's going to get another first down. A little motion here. Peteytown's looking. He's going to fire it out to the side, and he stays in bounds, and he's got enough green grass to get the first down. Here's a play action. It's going to be intercepted. Oh my goodness. So that's going to give Auburn some life now after we were getting a little drive together. Peteytown tries to force one in there, and that's going to be his first interception of the playoffs. After the interception, Auburn's out here on 3rd down and 2. They're dropping back, throwing it over the middle, and they're going to get it in between 3 guys there to move the sticks. Another 3rd down and 2 situation for Auburn. They're going to go with, they're going to go with motion to the right. And it's that return motion again. And they're going to hand it off. And this time we're there. George Emanuel and Jordan Robinson bringing him down behind the line. Their kicker is going to come out here for about 52-yard field goal. He's going to put it up. And it is through this time. So their kicker gets over that last miss to put this one through. It's still a 2-score game. And it's going to be 19-10 for the Piranhas. Hoping our guy Peteytown can shake off the interception from that last drive. It's 2nd down and 10. He's going to put it over the middle for Evan Uzama, who's a nice security blanket there for the first down. Out of the pistol, it's play action here. Peteytown is looking, and it's going to be intercepted again. So Peteytown now is feeling a little rattled. He's trying to force balls off those play action plays. And Auburn's going to be set up to get this one back into within 1 possession. Run up the middle. Their man has all the space he could want, and he's going to get a first down. 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers here. Their man is making some checks. He's going to drop back. We're going to bring some pressure, and it was not the right call as they're just going to pass it into an open space. 1st and goal inside the 5 here. They're going to go with a pass. Their man is looking. He's going to fire, and it is going to be caught through the heavy traffic in the end zone, and the Auburn Tigers are going to bring themselves within 2. Unfortunately, a couple of interceptions now have cost us 10 points, so now Auburn is really feeling momentum, and we got to get back some for our offense here. Peteytown's looking. They got a quarterback spy. He's launching the ball deep, and it is caught. What a play! Oh my goodness. Our guy Peteytown absolutely just fired a missile on that one, and he found an open spot for us to make a huge play. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. Peteytown's looking. He's firing to the outside. It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to give it to us. Nice toss and nice feet placement there by Sharon White Jr. to haul it in. From the 4, it's 2nd down and goal for the Piranhas. Peteytown dropping back, firing outside. It's going to be caught, and he's going to get into the end zone. Nick Cummins. He makes the secure catch and then just drags a man into the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to get their groove back after that drive. After that magnificent drive by the offense, our defense got a 3 and out, so we're taking back over here on the 50. Here's a play action, which has been trouble, and it's trouble again as our guy fumbles it, and they're going to scoop it up and they're going to score. So this game has just turned absolutely bonkers. Just turnovers galore are keeping Auburn in this game. And another one is going to be picked up for a scoop and score. That's going to be the 2nd defensive touchdown of the game after we had that one earlier. I just can't imagine what's going through Peteytown's mind today as all these things are happening in this quarter. You're going to start with a play action, and this time he delivers a strike inside the soft spot of the defense to Sharon White Jr. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. We're going to go with Peteytown. He's looking to see what he's got. He fires over the middle, and it's going to be, oh my God. It's going to be fired over the middle. Our guy couldn't catch it, and then off the deflection, Auburn is going to get the interception. Are you kidding me? So after knocking him back a little bit, Auburn's on 3rd and 14 after that interception. And they are going to go with a throw. They're going to go with the screen pass. See if they have the blocks. They got a big block there. Their running back is just running through the traffic there, and he's going to get the 1st down. Here's another screen pass that they're going to set up for their running back. He's so good at these. He just accelerates through our defense. Here's a run for their running back, and somehow he got through that crowd. I can't explain that, but their running back just gets through there, and he's going to put Auburn up on top now. It's going to be 31-26. I finally had enough. Peteytown is now going to be on the bench as David Alate comes in. Just too many turnovers in quick succession. David Alate is going to throw it over the middle for 3 yards. It's 3rd down and 7 here for the Piranhas. If you're wondering, it's not a 7-point deficit, so I can't step in quite yet. David Alate is dropping back. He's going to fire to the side, and Connor Hodge makes the catch, and he breaks free from their defender, and he's going to get it past the 50. So don't really know about that decision, but Connor Hodge made it look like a better decision than it was, and now the Piranhas are moving down the field. Evan Uzama on a little bounce motion. David Alate sees a little something. He's going to go with play action and fire it out there nicely, and Alex Payne makes the 8-yard catch. 3rd down and 2 here for the Piranhas. 3 receivers to the left. David Alate is going to fire to the open man over the middle, and we're going to get the 1st down with Sharon White Jr. Play action again. David Alate firing, and it's a wide open man. Alex Payne making the catch again. Man in motion. It's going to be Alex Payne. Does he get the block out there? He doesn't quite get a block, but he gets enough of one to get a 9-yard gain. Empty formation. David Alate is a pocket passer, but he's going to get enough for the 1st down. 2-yard line. It's a diamond formation to the right. David Alate is going to take it, and he is going to get stuffed. 4th down and goal for the Piranhas. David Alate is going to run it again. He's going to get around the edge. He dives in, and he's going to get into the end zone. David Alate. It looked a little shaky there. He's not the fleetest of foot, but he got just what he needed. He had the presence of mind to stick that ball out there over the goal line. David Alate comes in for our struggling starting quarterback, and he manages to get around the edge there for the touchdown. Of course, we got to go for 2 here because just going for 1 doesn't really do much for us. It's going to be a handoff, and he's going to dive in, Evan Uzama. And we get 2 dives to put us up by a field goal, and the Peteytown Piranhas are back in control of this game. Auburn now has to be the ones to make a drive, and we're not going to let them do that here as we get a big tackle for a loss. Here's the snap. Here comes Auburn now, and their running back has just been a huge receiving threat out of the backfield. 3rd down and 6 for Auburn. We're sending a big blitz, and it's going to get home this time as Jake Arkin and Byron Leon get in and crunch him down. And Auburn is going to punt. I wasn't really sure what they were going to do given the time and situation, but they got a couple of timeouts left, so they can try to play some defense. Here's a bubble now. Marcus Harris gets around the edge, and he's going to get us the 1st down. David Alate is going to find our man Marcus Harris over the middle of the field, and that is another 1st down for the Piranhas. Not quite over yet. We still need to get another 1st down. David Alate is floating one to an open receiver, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Marcus Harris, huge on that drive. He's the one who finishes it off. David Alate just going for all the marbles on that one. He finds his open man in the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 41-31 against the Auburn Tigers. Auburn throwing over the middle. Their man gets around the edge for the 1st down, and he's going to get out of bounds. Auburn throwing over the middle again. Their guy is open between our zones. Another pass for their quarterback, and this time Byron Leon is going to clean up the mess as he brings him down. Dropping back again. He's got a man open. He's behind our zones, and he's going to make the catch to get it into our red zone. Here we go. 3rd down and 3. 47 seconds left to go in this game. Auburn is looking for something. He's hit as he throws, and their man had it in his hands, but it gets knocked out. Auburn is going to go for the field goal here now as they're going to try a 30-yarder. They're going to put it up, and it goes through, so that's going to make it a touchdown game, and now it all comes down to the onside kick. So here we go. They're going to try it. It's up, and we got it. We're going to secure the onside kick, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to walk out of here with a huge win, and we're going to go into the QB kneel formation. He kneels it down, and there goes the time. Your Peteytown Piranhas are just making an absolutely incredible run through the playoffs. It's a 41-34 victory over Auburn in just absolutely crazy fashion. Just so many things happening in this game. Great defensive plays despite the high score, and just, oh my goodness, what a crazy run this has been for the Peteytown Piranhas. And they are going to play for the national championship in year 5 of the program. Here's the recap of the wild game against Auburn. You had 423 yards to their 359, and rushing we only got negative 29 and a touchdown run, and they had 37 yards and 2 touchdowns. Through the air, there was a lot going on as we had 452 yards to their 322. They were 7 of 12 on 3rd down while we were 5 of 10. And then, of course, you had our 4 turnovers to their 2 turnovers. But just, oh my goodness, what a back and forth game as far as that goes. That 3rd quarter was just an absolute weirdo bizarro fest from Peto Pita. And for Peto Pita, he had 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, and those 3 interceptions, as well as the fumble that they scooped up for a score. And he was sacked 6 times, so not exactly what you want to see from him. Just, I don't know, like that was just such a crazy 3rd quarter, like I said before. But, I mean, just, I can't say enough about David Alate coming in, just picking up our quarterback, 127 yards and a touchdown, and he also had a rushing score, and just, oh my God, I can't say enough about what he did today. That's just incredible from him after Pito was so just rattled and everything. Not a lot of rushing going on as Evan Uzama only had 3 carries for 5 yards, and I mentioned that rushing touchdown from David Alate. Here are the heroes on the receiving side as Sharon White Jr. had 7 catches and 138 yards. Alex Payne had 5 for 100 yards and a touchdown. And Marcus Harris had 6 catches, 86 yards, and that touchdown that proved to be the definitive score. And then Connor Hodge had 7 catches and 83 yards. Big tackle totals here as Eric Gooden came in for Anthony Kaufman and got 15 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, half a sack, and that 1 interception. And then Jordan Robinson had 12 tackles with 6 for a loss. And George Emanuel had 10 tackles with 2 for a loss. With the sacks, Byron Leon led us with 2. Jake Arkin got 1.5. We mentioned Eric Gooden's half a sack. And who can forget that pick 6 from Terrell Knight that he returned 82 yards for a touchdown. And Manuel Amador continues to be solid as he hit his only field goal for 53 yards. And in the national championship, look who we have to face. It's number 4 seed Clemson, the guys who knocked us out of last year's playoffs, and we got a chance for revenge, and it's going to be for the national championship. So after winning that American Conference Championship, it has been an absolute Cinderella run for the Peteytown Piranhas through these playoffs, and it's going to culminate in the national championship. We are going to play that game in the next episode, give it the special recognition that it deserves. So in our next episode, we're going to play that game, and then we're going to do the off-season. I'll see you guys in the next video.